Say that Elon Musk is presently the richest man in history, and of course that he has overthrown Mansa Musa of history. And of course, that is why I'm here now to debunk such acclamation. For the record, Mansa Musa's wealth in history was incalculable. In other words, he was so rich that you can't even know how to calculate it. The money is even throwing away. He was engulfed in gold. Now look at the chart on the screen. Look at the chart on the screen. Look at the chart. The Mansa Musa, he was a king. He was the king of Mali Empire between 1280 to 13 between 1230 between 1280 to 1337. That was when he reigned as the king of Mali Empire, and his wealth was indescribable. His wealth was indescribable. Now, now, look at the second person that followed Mansa Musa. That is Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar reigned between 63 BC to 14 AD of the Roman Empire. And what was his estimate? His estimate then was $4.6 trillion. 4.6 trillion as of then. As of 63 BC to 14 AD. That was then. His net worth was $4.6 trillion, which is equivalent of what? 3.5 trillion pounds. Now, what is Elon Musk? What is Elon Musk? Uh, what is Elon Musk uh, estimate? Elon Musk was, is still in billions, 240 something billion US dollar in present day Nigeria. And then, mind you, then the money of the as in when it comes to money then or riches, there was enormous value in it. So if Augustus Caesar was below Mansa Musa, and Augustus Caesar is worth trillions in dollars of then as net worth, and presently Elon Musk is worth billions in dollar, and he's claiming to be the richest in the whole world. Then that is a hasty what generalization. That's what I call fallacy. That's called fallacy. So in other words, Mansa Musa still remains the richest in the whole world as far as history is concerned. Because studies have it, the Mansa Musa, even especially of his prominent uh, travel to Mecca, he was busy spraying gold on the ground. People were picking. Everything about him was gold, gold, gold. Of course, Mansa Musa reigned in the 14th century BC. And of course, he was reckoned as one of the richest man in the whole world. You see, these Westerners, the whites, they have a way of giving themselves all and all in the whole world, especially when they know that they are not. Africa is blessed. Africa is blessed because if you check very well, you discover that even the oldest university and the second all was what we are in what Africa. The oldest university was established in I think 850 AD. That was Morocco. Then the second one, University of Timbuktu in Mali. Do you understand me? The second one was the University of Timbuktu in Mali, present day Africa. I think about 100 and 100 as in 1100 AD. Then do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you that the Westerners they have a way of trying to give themselves self-acclaimed glory. Now the problem of Africa is that Africa, despite all the riches and all the wealth that we have accumulated throughout the whole world, we are unable to make use of them. We are unable to use it to make ourselves the strongest country or the strongest continent of the whole world. Even civilization started in Africa, in Egypt. The great wall of Benin today, the Benin city, present day Edo State. When the Westerners, the Portuguese, and when they came to Africa, they were wild. In fact, they would claim that the Great Wall of Benin City was the greatest that no human has ever seen in the whole world. Benin City was light up. There was street lights, everything. It was the greatest. It was bigger than the greatest wall of the present day China. But do you know what? Nobody is giving credit to this African achievement. But what? The Europeans and the Westerners, they came into Africa, saw the glory and the wealth that are embedded in Africa. They crashed everything for their own selfish interest. And today, we are hearing Elon Musk, we are hearing Jeff Bezos, we are hearing Warren Buffett, the Indian billionaires, Musek and the rest. Of course, they are billionaires, but when it comes to history, man, leave it for Africa. Leave it for Africa. In terms of democracy whatsoever, leave it for Africa. Africa began all these things. If you're talking about democracy, the Igbo tribe of Nigeria today has the best form of democracy so far in the whole world. Do you understand me? So Africa has had great people. Do you understand me? So when during the reign of Mansa Musa, man, Mansa Musa is where Europeans and even Western were coming to borrow money from him, go to establish themselves. So I don't know where they are bringing the statistics that Elon Musk is the richest in the whole world. That is false, plainly false, 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 false.